All right, great, awesome. Well, welcome to our big huddle today. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our 90-day Soul Sister group. We are so excited to continue our journey together. Today is our big group huddle. Now, I have a change to make in our schedule. Yikes, sorry. I didn't notice this when I was making out our huddles. But next week on Monday, we're going to need to do a group huddle together again. I'm sorry. Because when I do the individual huddles with just our 2 or 3 girls, our huddle groups, it takes me from 11:30 in the morning until 8:30 at night to finish those. And it's the day before I leave for GTC, and I'm actually supposed to be speaking. I'm getting filmed on Tuesday. So I really want to use Monday to kind of get my game face on and get kind of go over my training. And I've got so many loose ends I want to try to focus on Monday before I leave. So I'm going to just do a group huddle with all of us, which will be awesome, I promise. So thank you guys so much for joining us for our 90-day Soul Sister group. We're going to just really uncover some things today that I think is going to help you continue to grow and learn why your consistency and why we're on this 90-day cycle, why it's so important to your business and why it's so important to you as your development is definitely emerging. So many of you have grown so much in just this short amount of time. It's so exciting to see the growth, not only with our businesses, but it's exciting to see the growth in each and every single one of us. And that's truly the environment I want to always live in for the rest of my life. I want to, Lisa and I have talked about this and kind of joked about it, but we want an Arbonne nursing home one day because we want to create our own lifestyle. We want to create our own environment of growth, even when we're in our 90s, okay, and 100 years old. We want to still be in a growth environment. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and do a share screen after I get a drink. I got a tickle in my throat. Okay. Congratulations, guys, on an incredible Facebook Live event. We had more guests than we ever have. And now the real work starts with the follow-up to that process. So what I want to do real quick is kind of go over a couple of points and kind of drive them home. I don't know why that keeps doing that, but we're not going to do that. Okay, so over our 90 days of success, guys, we've really started implementing systems that we're using that are truly creating success. I think that all of us can agree, again, as we restate this for the 100th time, that the coffee date and the getting started system is truly creating success from the get-go. And not only creating success with that new business builder, but is leading us to other business builders under that business builder. And so it's creating an explosive, exponential growth in our businesses. And I think you can all agree our Nation Facebook post, our news feed is just filled up with new people. And that is so exciting to see. But what I really want to do today is kind of uncover the 90 days of success that we're having with the consistency that we're creating and the momentum that we're creating. And I want you to first understand that all of this, guys, this 90 days, you don't need me to help you be successful and to help you stay consistent. You don't need me to push you. You don't need me to be here every single Monday for you. Really, all you need is to look in the face of your child or the look in the face of your husband. And that's what you need to be able to have the inspiration to do what you need to do for your business. When I was building my business from the very start, I didn't need someone to push me or to keep me consistent. All I had to do is tuck my babies in at night and look into the face of Brian, Jordan, and Jaron and know the reasons why I was doing this business. And that was good enough for me. So I did not wait for someone to push me or to hold a special 90 days group or to, keep me accountable. I didn't wait for that. All I needed was my why. And so I want you guys to understand that inspiration is coming by us holding hands, by us locking arms. It's truly coming to each and every one of us, absolutely. But inspiration without application will keep you in frustration, okay? So inspiration without application will keep you in frustration. So it's one thing to be a part of the group, but are you doing what we're doing to create this type of growth and explosive growth in your business? So let's go ahead and uncover a couple of things. Through our 90 days of consistencies, what we're doing through this whole process is pulling out our God-given potential by doing our part. And what I love about this is we know the rewards of Arbonne. We see the rewards of Arbonne. We see what it's doing for families. We see what it's helping husbands do to be able to take pressure off of them, the financial pressures, and even bringing some daddies home, even if they're cutting their workload down to 4 days a week or 3 days a week, and even mamas, they're cutting their work weeks down. We've seen all of this, and I've always been told from the beginning of my business, pray like this business is all up to God, but work like this business is all up to you. And I have truly done that over the years, absolutely. So today, what I want us to understand on a lot deeper level to really drive home the potential behind your 90 days of focus, your 90 days of consistency, or 90 days of success, whatever you want to call it. The two things that we've got to do to create this and to really create the life we want with our business is, number one, we've got to change how you think, and number two, change what you do. That's what we're really going to be focused on through this 90-day cycle, and you can already tell that we are. So yes, I live with I've got boys around me all the time, right? So I have 3 sons and a husband that absolutely love golf. So I could not get out of the Masters at all weekend, right? So I don't know if any of you followed the Masters, but Sergio Garcia, of course, won the Masters, and second place went to Justin. But I will tell you, following Sergio, there is quite the story behind him. He has been in, I don't even know how many of these amazing, he's an outstanding golfer, and he's been in several of these different competitions, but he's came in second quite a bit throughout his career. Very heartbreaking for a golfer because, as you know, nobody remembers second place winners. They only remember those that got the green jacket, that won the Masters. Those are the ones people remember. Nobody remembers the second placers. And so in Sergio's career, though, it's evident to watch his game of golf, and you could tell every time when he lost the game, because he first lost the game in his head. His emotions were all over the place. He's from, I think, Spain, and of course he's probably got that little feisty spirit like most of them do over there. But regardless, he would get angry and mad and excited and hyped up, and his emotions were like a complete roller coaster through all of his competitive games, all over the map with his emotions. And you could almost see whenever he would start to lose, and that is when his emotions would get out of hand. And what was interesting to see in this last game was he finally learned through his development, his personal development. He finally learned it through his personal development to gain control of his head, to gain control of his mind, and to not be running his golf game off of emotions, but really just looking at his next, his great next putt and making sure that he was strategic and even in his emotional state. And I could tell early in his game that he was going to come out the winner, because he finally was exhibiting what everybody had been telling him over his career of heartbreak over the last years is that you've got to get control of your mindset. You've got to get control of your emotions and quit being all over the place with this, because this is a game where your head has to be in the right place, and you'll be a champion when you get that conquered. And so it was really exciting to get to see him putt his last putt and become the champion that was inside of him all of these years. But the only thing that was holding him back from that championship was his mindset. And so let that be a very dear lesson to you in your journey with Arbonne. And be a Sergio. Maybe some of us have ran our business off of emotions, and some of us have, gotten into the pity parties and the doubt and the disappointment and the frustration. And then also over on the other side where we're just victorious and we're screaming and yelling. Don't run your business like a roller coaster of emotions. Instead, really be even keel and understand to celebrate the great things and celebrate even those moments of failure or moments of discouragement, because you know you're on your way to your next great breakthrough, because that's really what that symbolizes in this business. And I've seen it a million jillion times, is that when people are struggling the most, they're really on the brink of something huge. Something huge is fixing to happen in their business, which is going to absolutely change the course of their business. So in talking about Sergio, I want us to kind of dig into his story and understand that the only limits that we set on our that we set on our business, that we set on our success, on our prosperity, is the limits in which we set ourselves, okay? We are in control of that. And our minds are so incredibly powerful, more powerful than you can even imagine. The road to success, it begins in your mind and it ends in your mind. And the real road to success with your family and personal and financial success, everything is all up inside of your mind as to what you're creating, the pathway. We've got to learn to train the brain. That was a book that we read once and did a retreat on, but seriously, it's a true concept. I remember Jaron Shea out on the basketball court. He's such a competitor and a little athlete, and he would be out there and get so mad. Oh, he'd get mad. And that didn't happen but one time in front of his mama, because I pulled him off that court and I gave him a talking to about that mindset. And I told him he lost his entire game after he'd had that outburst. And so we've got to learn as moms right now actually to train the brains of our kids, not just our brain, because they're going to be watching how we respond to things also. Anyone and everyone, it's so evident, can be successful in this business. It doesn't take anybody special to get to national vice president. It just takes the right person with the right mindset, with the right kind of thinking, with the ability to do what it takes to get there. That's it. That's the only requirement. So I think that is probably a relief to all of us to know that we are a candidate for great success in Arbonne. We can all be national vice presidents. So what I want you to know is that the mind is the single most important tool to be able to allow you to get whatever you want in this life. Combine your thoughts and your feelings with action, and this will result in success, and the kind of success that will last really a long time. So if you have the right kind of thoughts, the right kind of feelings, where you're even killed and excited and passionate about what you're doing, but you have these nice, even killed thoughts and visions of success at all times, even in the doubtful moments, you just replace that with visions of success. It will couple with your action and create some amazing things. I have no doubt that a lot of our explosive growth over these last couple of months of new business builders joining us has been because of the excitement that we're showing about our business. And it's definitely contagious. But what's awesome about that is we're having an expectation. We are all going out expecting. We are expecting to get business builders. And I'm going to tell you, when you have that level of high expectancy into your life, you're going to attract that. And people are going to be attracted to you and to your business and want to join your business all together. So one of the things that, we have studied is that whenever you have a thought in your brain over and over and over and over again, it drops down into your conscious, subconscious mind, and the results is that you actually perform at whatever that thought level is, okay? So I know this may be crazy, but I had kind of studied this when I was an area manager, and I was trying to go region. I was really pushing towards regional vice president, and I remember thinking I'd heard a training or something triggered my personal development in my mindset of going out expecting and going out and desiring what I wanted and really feeding my brain the right stuff before I walked into a presentation or walked into a coffee date. And I remember saying things in my car to myself. I would say, I am a business builder magnet. Lisa Esselton, you remember this? Seriously, we used to say that all the time. And we would just go around, I'm a business builder magnet. I mean, people want to join my business all the time. I would go and I would go into a presentation in my mind. I'd kind of set it out in the car driving, of course I'd pray about my get together, but I'd say things like, today I'm going to get $1,000 in sales, and I'm going to get 2 preferred clients, and I'm going to get 2 business builders. I mean, I would go into the presentation expecting a complete trifecta and expecting exactly what I wanted. And I think what you will learn is that your own mind will agree with you at all times. Your mind will agree with you. So if you're telling yourself the right stuff, it's going to agree with you. But if you're saying to yourself, I don't know why I can't get business builders. I don't know why I can't get bookings. I don't know why the coffee date thing isn't working for me. Then you are actually, your mindset is agreeing with you. And you're going to stay right there. You're not going to move. You're going to stay right there in limbo until you adopt the right mindset. And there are lots of things that we can do to truly train our brain. And obviously, doing our personal development is one of those things. But the other thing that we can do is our mantra, the gold card that Jerry Rosenthal shared with us. I have this guy in my notes in my phone, and I believe that it's a 30-day process to truly trick the brain to getting you everything you want. And he has stated, and it's been proven, and truly, I can tell you exactly the 30 days that I've done this, who came into my business and are still in my business today, and are aces that will be national vice presidents in my business. The gold card is just restating this to train your brain. And he says you should do it 5 times in a row with passion, 5 different times in the day. So I set a alarm clock on my phone, and I did this, exactly the way he said for the 30 days. And you will find yourself attracting business builders. And you add in at the bottom whatever it is you're wanting to achieve. So for some of you, you might be saying, I will promote to area manager by, let's see, I guess May 31st, or whatever the next level is for you. Whatever that is that you want is your bottom line there. But I am so happy and grateful. God is bringing me perfect health, unstoppable confidence, and constant abundance of time, money, and freedom in my life. I attract the right people, resources, and opportunities that will enable me to blank. What is your blank? Feel that in and start the process of truly understanding your mindset and become a Sergio in Arbonne. You will learn so much when you do. I've often been called a Pollyanna in my life because I do have a very optimistic view in all things. And I'm not apologetic about that at all. because I truly believe my Pollyanna mindset, the way I look at the world, the way I see things, the way I can turn something that could be meant for bad into good, I truly believe, first of all, comes from my relationship with Christ and me trying to be the light for him. But I also feel like a long time ago, because of circumstances in my life that were really, really hard and really, really bad, I learned the art form behind really changing the way I see things. And I truly contribute my ability to get to national vice president, not off of just what I did, but I contributed off of also what I thought. So these two principles that we're addressing today is truly what will help you stay with your 90 days of focus, but it will also help you to reach the highest limits in your business. I have no doubt. Knowing how to think and knowing what to do. So let's talk about next what to do, changing what you do. I think we can all agree that maybe we were doing some of the right stuff in our business before our 90 days of focus started. We just weren't doing enough. Would you all agree with that? I think we can all probably agree with that, because what we've seen is, wow, when we're doing the right stuff all the time, things are happening, right? So I think we can agree we were doing some of the right stuff. We just weren't doing a lot of the right stuff all the time. So we weren't doing enough. So what I would hope that you guys are gaining through this 90-day cycle is that you will no longer accept sporadic inconsistency in your business. I hope that you will truly look at this time that we've shared together and say, I no longer accept that in my life, in my business. I will no longer be sporadically inconsistent in my business. And I hope that you will also accept that you will not accept just doing Arbonne when it's convenient for your life. I mean, it's a business, and I hope that you've gained a lot of respect for your business and that you prioritize your business, and you have seen the results of that through our 90 days. And I hope also that you will just not accept just working this sometime, whenever the moment feels good, that you're really being consistent on a daily basis and you're doing the daily do's that creates an amazing business. Realizing that your success is all in the daily do's. We have uncovered definitely systems for success with the coffee days and the getting started and creating duplication. But I tell you, the daily do's is where it's at. So knowing what to do, when to do it, keeping that steady pace is all that we've uncovered through this process. When you do a business, guys, when you do Arbonne by yourself, you're adding to your life, okay? When you do Arbonne by yourself, nobody on your team, you're in addition. You're adding to your life. But guys, when you do Arbonne with other people on your team, you're into multiplication. Now, I ask you, which do you want to focus on? Just making it an addition to your life, just, continuing to add to your life, or do you want to get into the multiplication, the explosiveness, the exponential? And I venture to say that because of you guys being a part of this journey on the 90 days, you guys obviously wanted something more, and you want the multiplication, so think of it that way. One of the things that has been really awesome that we have uncovered is this past week, actually, this has come out in Romana's business, but closing your week weekly. And we're going to really dive into that on Wednesday night's training, because I feel like we have uncovered something that is really a big deal. I feel like sometimes we just go through the month, and then by the time we hold our head up, we're like on the 25th, and we're like, oh, I've got to catch up. And instead, we don't want to be catching up in the last days of the month and killing ourselves to make our goals. We want to have a steady, beautiful balance throughout the month, where we're going the first week and we're closing it, and we've got great things happening in the first week, and then the second week We're closing our second week with great things and seeing that we've got the amount of sales we need for that second week, and then the third week, and then the fourth week. In other words, we're moving steadily through the 31 days with consistency instead of sporadicness at the end. So we're going to really dive into that, and it's going to bless your team. It's going to bless you too, because there are things that has been uncovered that I feel like is really something we need to be teaching. And it'll help people balance a little bit more. The other thing that I hope that you all are doing is changing what you do by doing your 15 minutes of focus every night, figuring out what do I need to do as my daily dues tomorrow. Because that's a big deal. Your daily dues, right, drive everything. So the 15 minutes of focus is not even an option. You've got to do that the night before. So as we wrap up our time, John Maxwell's law of consistency, he says it's the most significant law he teaches with success, the law of consistency. And this one really slapped me up beside the face. And it's so true, so true. Consistency builds your reputation. Consistency builds your reputation. You are who you are by how people see you. And if people see you as a sporadic, off-the-charts kind of person, they're not going to necessarily always be attracted to that. You're building a reputation that's a little unstable. When you are being consistent, people know who you are and know what to expect from you. All paths to success lead with consistency. And if one of the things he says is that consistency is a prerequisite to excellence, and you can't be excellent without consistency. So I think we can all agree to that for sure, that that is so true, that we cannot be leading our life through excellence without consistency in our life. That is the truth. I think also one of the big things that we need to really, really adopt is the fact that we need to get good at it. We need to continue to always be striving towards this. And I think when we do, we're going to see great things. I want to share our calls to action, and then I have one last word I want to share with you. So let me go ahead and get there. Here's our calls to action. Number one, change how you think. Commit to training your brain for success. Do another round of 30 days of adding that mantra to your day, 5 days a week, repeated 5 times. Number two is change what you do. So in other words, recommit to the 15 minutes of focus every night, being on purpose with daily dues that will bring you success. Ask 3 people a day, meet 2 or 3 faces a week to add to your chart. And then third is close your month weekly, using a $500 sales as your guideline for each week, and 1 new business builder joining your business. These are amazing calls to action that wraps up your entire month's worth of success right here on the screen. So as we finalize and spend our last couple of minutes together, I just want to say that it's been such a joy to hold hands with each of you as we've gone through this journey. But I hope today you've got a new recommitment, because sometimes when we go through the 90 days of focus, you know, the first month we're all excited because it's new, it's exciting, there's accountability, but sometimes it gets messy in the middle. And that second month in between the first and the last, sometimes we lose and get distracted and we get off course. And I just want to say, don't let the mess you up. In other words, expect your 90 days to always be a little messy in the middle, but stay with it. Press on, press through to the other side, because that's where the rewards are. So today what I'm asking is that each and every one of you have a decided heart. And I just want to read you something that will really plant this into your hearts as we finalize our last few minutes. A wise man once said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And each of you took that whenever we decided to do the 90 days. Knowing this to be true, I'm taking my first step today. For too long, my feet have been tentative, shuffling left and right, more backward than forward as my heart gauged in the direction of the wind. Yeah, some of us got distracted, right, with the wind. Criticism, condemnation, and complaint are creatures of the wind. They come and they go, the wasted breath of lesser beings, and have no power over me. The power to control direction belongs to me. Today, I will begin to exercise that power. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. I am passionate about my vision for the future. I will awaken every single morning with an excitement about the new day and its opportunities for growth and change. My thoughts and actions will work in a forward motion, never sliding into the dark forest of doubt or the muddy quickening of self-pity. I will freely give my vision for the future to others, and as they see the belief in my eyes, they will follow me. I will lay my head on my pillow at night knowing that I will be happily exhausted, knowing that I have done everything within my power to move the mountains in my path. As I sleep, the same dream that dominates my waking hours will be with me in the dark. Yes, I have a dream. It is a great dream, and I will never apologize for it. Neither will I ever let it go. For if I did, my life would be finished. My hopes, my passion, my vision for the future are my very existence. A person without a dream never had a dream come true. I have a decided heart. I will not wait. I have made a decision within my heart. I am not timid. I will move now and will not look back. What I put off until tomorrow, I will put off until the next day as well. I do not procrastinate. All my problems become smaller when I confront them. If I touch a thistle with caution, it will prick me. But if I grasp it boldly, its spines crumble into dust. I will not wait. I am passionate about my vision for the future. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. Thank you guys so very much for being with me today. I love each and every one of you. And again, I thank you for your time. If you've got a decided heart, just let us know, because you know what? That's how we will just continue to embrace this journey together, is holding on to each other and really seeing the vision for our future through the eyes of what we know to be true. With all the people and all the success around us, we know we too can have the same. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. I love you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.